You want to know somebody doesn't care about you? They just watch you fuck off and they don't say anything. That's the giveaway. Because it is much easier. You want to know that people care about you? You want to know that society cares about you? They hold you accountable and they teach you how to think. Not what to think and just ignore the fact that you're fucking making bad decisions over and over again. And then trying to tell you, oh, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Right. Best advice for single men under 30, stay single. I know that's a hard one to hear, and I think we're getting this. People are getting married later in life, and they're slowing down. I will say this, I think marriage is one of a few opportunities to grow up. It's one of a few opportunities to really mature and to awaken, become more conscious, and to grow, because the people closest to you, your most intimate partners, the people you spend most of your time with, are innately going to be the ones that are going to push you and challenge you the most, and they're also going to know your bullshit more than anyone else. And so, if you're ready for that feedback, it can be a great way to elevate your game and improve. However, on behalf of all women, I would say it is a better strategy to become a man first before you decide to commit to a relationship. There are a lot of boys out there looking for a mom and not to be a partner that is only going to create more pain. And so both men and women generally mature into their late 20s before they really figure out who they are. And it'll be very hard for you to stay married to someone if you married them before you figured out who you really are. Now, undoubtedly, there are exceptions, and undoubtedly somebody in the comments will point to their exception, but that is the general rule. Women are generally more emotionally mature and emotionally intelligent. Men, especially in Western society, have been taught from a very young age that boys don't cry, right? We don't show emotion.
Yep.
And so to your point, what you're saying is exactly right. What ends up happening, I see this a lot with my male clients, is they're storing energy all over their body because they never processed it. And when you're younger, you're pretty vital, so your body will protect you from it. But if you start looking at people, let's say 50, 60, 70, you can see what energy they've held for long periods of time because it literally begins to shape their body. They become more hunched over. They hold more weight in their lower abdomen. Like where you hold energy over time has an impact on your body.
Wow.
And so becoming emotionally clean and clear is really important for men and women. And women are generally better at that. I'm making a generalization there, of course, and there are exceptions. But my experience has been, I would say, that women tend to understand that inherently better than men. If I was a woman in this lifetime, which I'm not, but if I was, I would very much pay attention to the relationship the guy I was interested in had with his mom, because it's going to tell you a lot about how your relationship with him is going to go. If he has a codependent relationship with his mom, you will never be the first woman in his life, and that's going to be a big problem, especially if you intend to have kids and to build a family. Some moms don't want to let go of their precious baby boy because their whole identity is wrapped up in that. That goes to codependence, and now they have dysfunctional relationships with other women. Real love isn't about you. So this is how I know immediately where somebody's at. How's it going with so-and-so? Oh, I just love the way they make me feel. I love what they do for me. I love the way they talk to me. Are any of those things bad? No, but that isn't love. You're getting a need met from this person that you're addicted to. This is like the serial dater does this, because the real love part kicks in when that emotion wears off. And then it's like, as soon as the emotion wears off, it's like, oh, I'm going to dump this person and go back and find somebody who will meet that emotional cycle again. That's not love. That's being addicted to a biochemical reaction that feels really fucking good. In my opinion, it is better to be loyal to your values first, people second. If you are loyal to people first, you stay in the fourth grade. And that isn't to say that you're not loyal to people, but if the person that in my opinion, that you need to be loyal to before you can be loyal to anyone else is yourself, which is kind of what you're saying by sticking up for yourself. Be authentically true to who you are and don't let other people's opinions. I don't know when you hit this, but I guarantee you did at some point, probably pretty early on. When you wake up one day and you realize nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
I kept waiting for
the adults to show up and you're like,
when are the geniuses going to walk into the boardroom?
They just don't.
Nope.
The best thing you can do is pay attention to what people do and less about what they say. Like, I almost never listen to what people say. It helps me understand them, so I'll listen to understand their framework and how they look at their world, but I don't make decisions on them based on what they tell me. I make decisions on them based on what they do. Pay attention to people's lives when they share to you their opinions about things. It is that simple. Bro, you get out of bed for 8 hours out of the day. I don't give a fuck what your opinion on anything is. I don't want your life. Bro, you play video games all day long and do nothing. I don't want your life. It's this simple. If you can get this through, you'll filter out all of the garbage. Now, does that mean that there's not possibly something they're saying that is true? No, they may be true, right? It's just like somebody who's grossly overweight telling you how to work out and lose weight. They may actually be speaking truth. Just nothing about their life illustrates they know it's true. So if you just commit to this, I only get advice from people who have the life I want, it'll change how you show up around others. And not in judgment, right? This doesn't mean you judge people. It just means you recognize you're a work in progress. You're still trying to figure out the truth of these things. And that's okay. I like to ask the question when I'm interviewing people, which one is most important to you? Making money, growing, accolades and recognition, or relationships? You can just write it on a grid. Which one of the 4 of these is most important to you? There's only one right answer. And I might say, here's 10 credits. Split those 10 credits on the board the way you see is most important to you. Relationships, accolades, money, or growing. Now, what is the only correct answer there? Why? Because if you're focused on growing, you will improve all of the others. You don't have a fucking choice. It will happen. Which is why I'm obsessed with people that want to grow.
When somebody talks about somebody else, whether it be an employer, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a mutual friend, a stranger, I almost never learn about the person being talked about, but I learn a lot about the person talking. Because you're sharing your worldview and your perception of the world based on how you're describing it. So it's the asshole test, right? 2 people go out and they go hang out with somebody. They meet a new person. One person thinks they're an asshole. The other person thinks they're great. Which one of them is right? Well, they're both right, but one of them's an asshole. It's the asshole test. You describe the world the way you are.